Okay, we're going to look at some site hazard identification. We should be able to find about 16, I think I counted through here. First being gravel roads, narrow, unpredictable, caution needed. And then you've got road users, and we often travel through farms. Here's an example just of, stock or people working around farms. So when we get to the site, we tend to fill out a make it a safe day, or just identifying any new hazards that we can see at this time. Just make a note of those. The site has a cableway, so it has necessary warnings for hazard. Obviously we're not going to go up there without the appropriate equipment or other people with us. It also has warnings for what maximum stage the river can be at to use this structure, and of course you need the necessary training and equipment. Electric fences all over dairy farms usually, and are they on or off? And stray ones show up too now and then. This one's right next to the staff gauge. Catwalks, this is a larger one, and you see it's got quite a kink in it. Was that there last time? Is that usual? Something to consider each time you use one. This one obviously needs upgraded, no kickboards, doesn't have infilling or the proper code of compliance here. Even structurally, I mean, after a flood there could be debris caught around this. Maybe we should have a check before we use it. So just a general check of the structure and where it's attached. Staff gauges, we need to get down to read those. This one here has, fairly steep banks either side, no steps. So caution obviously needed here. This is dry this day, but could have been wet winter. Difficult, so maybe some steps cut there or some sort of ladder put down would help that access. And with most sites we need to get down to read the staff gauge. Here at the lower level you've got banks, possibly slippery if it's wet. The river's up here, how deep is it, how close should we go? So obviously care is needed here when we go as close as we can to read that staff gauge. And the other thing is the banks can be undercut. This one here was underhanging, quite soft. Yeah, it's a river's just been up recently, so it could well have got quite soft and could collapse if you get too close to that. Down here you can see an example where it has fallen in recently. So just beware when you're going close to those banks. Footprints, obviously stock in the area too. They could be small, they could be large, they could be bulls, it could be deer. Just caution. So the stilling well itself, ones of this size, being larger, of course have confined spaces, so they've got a ladder and internal access. So obviously this should have a warning saying do not go down, or only go down with appropriate equipment and 2 people on site. Also has 240 volts, so electrical hazard here. Obviously we only use it from this point on, but care needs taken there. Even parking next to the roads. Is the bank safe? Can it fall away? Are there hidden holes? Bit of common sense. But I think at most of our sites, apart from wading rivers, the bigger danger will be getting down to the edge of rivers to read staff gauges. They can be steep like this. Should we access them? Maybe a life jacket would be handy, 2 people, or don't go there.